Hello everyone, Nini's 20. It is Saturday. I normally don't stream on Saturdays. I even said in my last stream, we'll see you on Monday. But I'm alone for maybe another hour, so like I'll get started. Like, I don't know how long I'm gonna be alone for. I would have started earlier, but I was eating. Just finished. I'm like, you know what? I want to play more Tales of Berseria, so I've been trying to find games to play on my free time, and I don't really have anything, if I'm being completely honest. I usually just... Oh, there was a save point right here. I didn't need to do the quick save. That's fine. Because like I finished a bunch of my other backlog games, and I have a really small window of games, like log of games that I do want to play and finish, and that I should play and finish. Like I was playing Dark Deity a second time, but I already beat it once. And I kind of hope... So let me go into not an issue with that game, like a minor thing I hope they add. It's a Fire Emblem style game on Steam, and it has support conversations. They're called bonds, I think. They're all really great to listen to. The issue is that the game does not have an archive, like most Fire Emblem games have, where you can listen to all of the support conversations that you've unlocked already. So, like, I don't know what ones I have already from my first playthrough. And I can't reload the save because my save is at the epilogue. So just, you load it and then the ending plays and then it ends. So I was like, oh, that's a bummer. So I'm gonna, when I finish this second run, I'm gonna actually write up a page for myself to make note of which bonds I have. And then go into the third run. I need to do one more run of that game on the hardest difficulty. And then I need to do another run of it, probably on easy, because there's an achievement tied to one of the first levels in the game to beat the level in, I think, 8 turns. I wasn't aware of that achievement, so I went through that level normally, and I obviously took longer than 8 turns. I might consider doing that on the hard difficulty, but we'll see how hard it is. Game can be tough. It was pretty challenging.
I'll end this quickly.
A slight change I like about Dark Deity from the normal, what's it called, Fire Emblem recipe is that, like, characters don't permanently die in Dark Deity. I'm not saying that's a problem with Fire Emblem games. I think it's a great thing in Fire Emblem games. It's just that their answer to it, instead of just dying... Ooh, I like that Theorize attack. Is that the characters sustain a severe injury, which permanently reduces one of their stats, depending on what injury they sustained. And I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. So there's still a, what's the word?
Oh no, a dead end! And so the adventure came to a close in a most sudden and unsatisfying manner!
Look, that wall is cracked. That means...
Just kick it. What was I gonna say?
Don't get careless!
Jet Blizzard, yeah, that's it. That looks cool. I just like that. I don't really have a problem with losing units permanently, but
Be proud. You made me unleash
the
my
balancing
full power.
in Dark Deity can be a little crazy, and that you're bound to lose units a lot just because of the way that the game is handled. So I guess they realized that, and they're like, well, we can't make people lose units permanently if it's going to be like this. So that was their answer of fixing it, and I like it. Especially because I've run into that issue a lot. Of course, there's still the issue of if you're like, if you have a character that they're all about speed, and they suffer a mortal wound that decreases their speed by 2, that's gonna hurt a lot. I think all the stats drop by 2 if they die, except HP. I think the one time I had someone lose HP, they lost it by 6. I was like, oof, that's a lot.
I'll finish this.
I guess it just depends on which character it is. There was actually one time where a character died and they lost nothing. Like, it said this stat was decreased by 0, and I'm like, what? I was kind of hoping they kept a record of that at the end of the game, like the amount of injuries the character sustained, but they don't. Oddly enough, they do not. They keep records of everything else, which is nice. And you actually get to see it level by level instead of all at the end of the game.
Sorry to cut you
Like
down.
you beat a level and it's like, oh, here's your records for this level. This, how much damage you dealt, how much you healed, X, Y, Z. I'm like, oh, that's cool.
Looks like you want to die.
This whole conversation started because I was talking about how I can't find other games to play, and now I kind of want to play Dark Deity again. Since this is my second run, I'm trying to use different characters and get different bond supports and all that stuff. Get the achievements. Depending on how hard Deity mode is, I think I can realistically complete it. I will be referring to some people's guides for advice as to what classes to turn certain characters into.
Come on,
Because there's a character named, I don't actually know how to say it. Elias? E-L-I-A-S. E-L-I-A-S. Yeah, he's really cool. I like him, like, from a character standpoint. I made him a Gale in my first playthrough, which is a lance-based unit, and he sucked ass.
So exorcists are actually the vessels for their Malachim. You can do that too, can't you, Magulu?
Of course! This fair maiden has won the Malachim's Choice Award, Most Desirable Vessel, 3 years
Doubt it.
running.
Oh? Then you wouldn't mind replacing Eleanor as Laphicet's vessel, I hope.
Thanks, but no thanks. I have my hands full dealing with Bienfu as it is.
If I ate Bienfu, you'd have room.
Still wouldn't work, kiddo. You saw it with your own eyes. Even if only for an instant, that kid actually held his own against the power of Inominat. Not even the resplendent Magilu can handle something of that power.
Indeed. After everything we've seen, it's obvious there's more to Laphicet than meets the eye.
Yeah, but that Eleanor woman was still able to become his vessel.
That's because, unlike Miss Magilu, Madame Eleanor actually tries! Anyway, we need to find her and beat her. She'll just bring us more trouble the longer she's out there.
Oh, we'll find her. No doubt about it.
Yeah, Eleanor got sucked into this adventure because she became... It's like, no, that was the bad thing to do. But I mean, the actual bad thing to do would be to just let Laphicet die. So,
This looks like
kind of
some
had to make do with it.
Where are we?
Judging from the style of the walls and columns, I'd say this place is an ancient underground temple of Eumacia.
Eumacia, the Empyrean of Earth.
So it was by no coincidence that the Earth Pulse led us here.
How did the temple builders know where to dig to connect to an Earth Pulse? Did they just get lucky? Just wham, there it is?
An Earth Pulse doesn't work that way. It's a flow of natural force ordinary humans can't sense. But in those days, there were more humans capable of sensing that which others couldn't. It was people like that who guided the rest to build their temples closer to the Earth Pulses, closer to their gods.
Uh-huh.
So, since Empyreans control the forces of nature, people viewed the Earth Pulses as embodiments of the gods themselves. Is that it?
Right. In the time when Empyrean worship was at its peak, temples like this were built all over.
And I'm guessing they all looked pretty similar, so until we go outside, we're no closer to knowing where we are.
That sums it up.
I wonder if they found any high-quality ore when they dug this hole. You know, for making swords.
I don't know why I bother explaining anything to you.
You know, I'm starting to think you just enjoy it.
Yep, Aizen's one of those characters that loves lore dumping. Gosh, there's so many characters like that, and I find it to be a very... What's the word? I keep wanting to say adorable quality, that's not it. But it's something to that effect. Oh, great.
You guys again?
Well, look who set up shop here.
You couldn't have shown up at a better time. We need more supplies.
I'm happy to help you all, but this time I really needs to charge a little extra.
How much extra are we talking here?
Ooh, you haven't heard the stories, little turtles. Word has it, there's a spooky monster that's been eating traveling merchants around these parts.
Eating merchants?
She takes the shape of a black-haired girl, and when she finds greedy merchants, she gobbles them up head first. Although, if the greedy merchant was a turtle's, I bet she'd start with the crunchy shell.
Ah! I'm not greedy, I swears it. Look, I had special sales going on. Everything's marked down to normal prices.
How generous of you. Magilo, give the nice turtles the smile he lives for.
Always a pleasure.
Much obliged.
We really do ruin this guy's life. I wonder if that's supposed to be like a... I think TV tropes would call it a take that. Or like a response to the audience. Maybe the audience didn't like the turtles, and so having the cast bully this one is like... helping them out. I didn't mind the turtles so much. But like, I wonder if that's what it is. Not that I have issue with it either way. I think it's funny. As long as it's funny, I'm totally down with it. Any new shit that you guys can wield that will help all your stats? She needs magic. Yeah. Is there such a thing as like strongest or like ultimate weapons for the cast in this game? Because it doesn't. There doesn't seem to be. It's like all the weapons are just they're organized into generic types. Like, there's the normal weapons, amber, fluorite weapons, XYZ, XYZ for everybody. And they just kind of go up in that scale, and then they stop and go back down. I guess it's more dependent on what abilities they have on them and how high you increase the level yourself. Well, you know, I should sell all the little treasures I have. I played a lot of Switch yesterday night after streaming. I did, I keep forgetting I don't need that. What's it called? I went back to Wargroove, which is another turn-based strategy game, as opposed to Fire Emblem. It's a much more of an Advance Wars type game. What was I gonna sell? Right, the treasures. Foods, salvaged items. There we go. I think that's what it is. Yep, the flamestone chips, ore fragments. Broken artifacts. It has barely worth the metal it contains. Okay, cool. I played Wargroove. I was really excited for Wargroove, everything leading up to its release. I got it on release. I played it for a month or two. And by played it, I mean, like, I think I turned it on like 4 or 5 times, and then I just stopped. It's nothing to the quality of the game. I don't think I thought it was bad, because, like, going back to play it now, I'm really enjoying it. I don't exactly know why it is that I stopped playing it so soon. One reason might be that, with Advance Wars, it's really easy to tell. Obviously, the game teaches you throughout the course of its early levels, all the Advance Wars games, like how the game works, what units are strong against what units, and like from an overall, just looking at the units, you can kind of tell, because like the tanks have a hierarchy, the infantry have a specific task that they're used for, and with air units, anti-air, naval units, it's easy to understand because it's like directly correlated to real life war machines and stuff as to what units are strong to what, so you know what to build in what situations. In Wargroove, because it's totally different, I had to learn from scratch, and it didn't connect with me when I first tried playing it. Like, I didn't know what to build when or where. That's actually kind of frustrating, because I kept failing this mission. One of the early missions, not the early mission, it's, who am I fighting? Ooh. But I just kept failing a certain mission. Because like I was getting overwhelmed, and I just wasn't understanding, and it was really annoying me, and I stopped playing. I think I probably stopped playing that game for as long as I stopped playing this one. Although for this one, the reason was because I liked it so much I didn't want to play it again. For Wargroove, I just got kind of frustrated. I never went back to it, but I still follow, I don't know if it's the Wargroove Twitter or the Shucklefish Twitter, the developers. But I kept seeing their occasional updates to the game, like, hey, here's more of this, here's co-op stuff, here's a new CO, here's a new CO, here's another one, this, that, the other thing. But they supported it pretty well, and I just never went back to it until now.
If you want to live, get out of my way.
Obviously, I'm being slowly introduced to the game. Wow. as I'm playing it. So I'm able to follow along basically with what units I am required to build for certain situations. And it feels good to know what the fuck I'm doing, which is a drastic step up from when I first played the game. Wow, there were a lot of spirits here. How often did these respawn? But like, it's interesting because there's 3 different modes you can play the game. There's puzzle, campaign, and arcade mode. And arcade mode is a lot like fighting game arcade modes. You pick one character and then you fight 4 or 5 characters to win. It's like its own little presented thing. It has a little scenario along with it. So I tried it out. The issue is that each of the levels are Advance Wars type missions, and Advance Wars, when it got really complicated, missions could take a while. So this was committing, if you did this, you were committing to 5 in a row. You could suspend in the middle of it, but it's still pretty intense. And the first map I did had ground facilities, air facilities, and you could capture sea facilities. And I was never introduced to these units in game, so I had no idea what any of them do. Also, it seems that Wargroove does a thing that a friend of mine said was actually a good thing. On maps with bases where you spawn with a few units, usually like an infantry style thing, 1 or 2 infantry, your opponent will always spawn with 1 more. So if the map starts with you having 2 infantry, the opponent will have 3, I think, something like that. And he said it's a good thing because that balances the first turn advantage. Because he's playing a ROM hack of Advance Wars, and they do the same thing there. And I was like, I don't understand if that really is fair.
Be proud. You made me unleash my full power.
Because for you have 2 units, you move your 2 units, you build a 3rd one if you have the money for it, and then you end your turn. For the opponent, where am I? They have 3 units, they move all 3 of their units, they build a 4th unit, and then they end their turn. I don't entirely see how that's fair. I guess the idea is that it equalizes more as the match continues, but I don't understand it. Ultimately, when it comes to first turn advantage, there's really nothing you can do to counter it. Because someone has to go first in a situation. In any given game. All that to say, I'm enjoying playing Wargroove. I'm getting farther in it. I played 2 levels yesterday. I played the one and beat the one that I couldn't beat all that time ago. And then I played a new one that I'd never played. And now I'm going to continue story next time I play. That's what I was going to do after I finish eating, but then I'm like, I'm alone. I can play some Berseria, and I really want to play some Berseria for 2 reasons. 1, I love this game. 2, I want to play Tales of Arise. And the only thing standing between me and Tales of Arise is this one. It's completely... I've moved my goalposts so many times, but it's in an effort to get me to appreciate the games I have, because I have way too many. Steam was way too kind with all their freakish sales. They had a Sonic the Hedgehog sale. I left with 3 more Sonic games.
Victory is ours.
I bought a Sonic All-Star Racing Transformed. What was the other one? Team Sonic Racing and Sonic Lost World. In addition, I had Sonic Generations on my PC, which I on a laptop, but I never played because I wasn't sure if my laptop could actually play it. So I just kind of had it. So I played all those Sonic games in a row. It was a lot of Sonic. After the sale was over, I started looking around to see if there were any other Sonic games on Steam. Like Sonic Colors. I love Sonic Colors. Sonic Unleashed or Sonic Adventure 1. Because I have 2 also. I played that one a long time ago. But they didn't have... The only one they had was Sonic Adventure 1, Sonic Adventure DX.
Victory is ours.
And unless I'm blind, I didn't see it as part of the Sonic sale, which I thought was weird. I mean, it's already cheap. I think it's $7.99 on Steam? 5 or 7. I want to say 7. So, you know, it's not breaking the bank or anything. But at the same time, I'm like, Why wasn't this one in the sale? Because everything was in the sale. Like, the list was long. It even included, like, the original Sonic, Sonic 2, Sonic and Knuckles. I think 3D Blast was on there. Just a bunch of really old Sonic games were on there. So I thought it was bizarre that it didn't count Sonic Adventure DX. And I was like, well, it's $7.99. How much cheaper do you want it to be? I've seen games on Steam that are $7.99 and then they drop to like $3.99. That happens a lot. One of the games I bought off Steam was $1.99. I got Portal and Portal 2 when they were on sale for not exactly that much, but really cheap. And that was a long time ago when I bought Portal and Portal 2. Long time ago. Also, recently I completed my 7th Steam game, I think, which was a Kingdom Rush Frontiers, I think. The second Kingdom Rush game, because there's 4. There's Kingdom Rush, Frontiers, Origins, and Vengeance. I think that's the release order. I want to play the other 2, but once again, I have enough games. Like, you have no self-control. You're talking about having enough, yet you want to buy Tales of Arise? Actually, I do have self-control. There's a bunch of other games I want to play, but I stopped myself from getting, like Sonic Adventure DX, obviously, Sonic Colors Ultimate, Skyward Sword HD. I don't think I'll be able to pick up Metroid Dread in October, as much as I really want to, because I want to support the series. And also I've been enjoying playing through Metroid for the first time, but I don't think I'll be able to get it. There's another game at the end of the month called Astria Ascending that they showed off at the Nintendo Direct, most recent Nintendo Direct. Drop earring left. I think that's what Velvet's wearing right now.
Don't get careless.
Yeah, it's on the 30th, I think, when Astria Ascending releases. I really liked what it looked like on Twitter, and I really want to on the Direct, and I really want to play it, but I think I'm gonna have to skip it. See, I have some self-control. And heck, Tales of Arise has been out for 8 days and I still don't have it. That's self-control. Oh, the cat didn't even... Oh yeah, right, at the start of the stream, before I actually went live, I completed the No, I didn't complete the second. I unlocked the third area, which is called the X-Sphere C, and I got this.
Children's clothes. More odd junk.
Clothing found in the chests of drawers on the Diomel Islands. Some say they were once worn by 2 twins. Well, I mean, twins implies 2. You don't need to say 2 twins. I think you just say twins, whose mastery of mimicry is the stuff of legend. Master mimics. A mimic can copy abilities of a profession simply by wearing clothing used by like jobs. Try them on, see what happens. If they're mimic clothes, then they might turn you into a mimic, right? I can try, but even if wearing these gives me the powers of a mimic, I'd have to put on a different set of clothes to use those powers. And once I take off the mimic clothes, I lose those abilities, so we have no way. A nasty pair of dogs, isn't it? That doesn't make any sense. So I don't actually know what this is a reference to, just like I don't know what this is a reference to.
Nothing of any worth to me.
I'm pretty sure all the treasures are a reference to something. As far as I'm aware with all my Tales history, I don't think there's twins in any of them. But once again, it's not like I played every single Tales game. A bunch, yes. All, no. How do I just hide again? I just want to make sure I actually have gone in every available direction. Almost skipped that wall. Also, sorry if I'm a lot louder and more energetic. This is how I get when I stream late. Because usually I start like between 11 and 12. I think the latest I've done usually is closer to 1. And I'm usually quieter, a little more down energy and all that stuff, because it's still kind of early. I mean, I don't know if I should call noon early. 11 a.m. maybe. But right now it's almost 4 o'clock. I ate. I'm just full of energy. I'm very stoked. And I'm playing one of my favorite games. It's really enjoyable. Stark contrast to how I felt playing
Victory is ours.
because like I turned this game on, I'm just like, I could play this for 10 hours and I wouldn't be bored.
Everyone ready to play?
And then there's frickin' Chris Tales. I don't like bringing it up because I don't like bringing up games I dislike too much. Unless I think they're particularly bad, like Tales of Symphonia 2. But gosh, Chris Tales. That game literally killed off my favorite character, and then it immediately, I lost all interest in playing it. My interest was already waning.
Come on, Lily.
But I'm just like, I was literally considering just not playing it anymore. I have a bunch of Switch games that are digital, which are the ones I was playing a bunch of, but Christ Tales is physical. And I have a bunch of other Switch games that are physical. So if I want to play those Switch games... How do I open the map again? There we go. So if I want to play those Switch games, I need to take Chris Tales out and swap something else in. And I know the second I take Chris Tales out of the Switch, I'm like, never going back in there again. So I can't. Is what I'm saying. I can't take it out until I beat it. And I'm at the end. It sounds like the characters, one of them already referenced, this is the final battle kind of thing is coming up. So I'm like, cool. Finally. The game has a very big issue with busy work. There's 4 locations in the game, and it legit made me... Let me put it this way. We fought the final boss, who's been built up the entire game. We beat her, and then the game's like, uh-oh, she did a thing that we need to stop. So let's go back in time to before we beat her and stop that thing from happening, so that when we beat her again, it won't happen. And I'm like, okay. And to beat her, we had to go back to all 4 locations of the game that we've been at previously and deactivate 4 terminals. And what that means is going back to a dungeon that you cleared already and entering a new area of that dungeon that ends in a recycled boss fight. And then you go to where the terminal is and you click the button and it turns off. And you're like, cool, do that 4 times, then go back and beat the final boss again. And then something else happens. And then they're like, huh, what do? We need help. I know, let's get help from all around the world to figure out what to do. What does that mean? That means you have to leave the final area again and go back to the same 4 locations again to talk to a specific person to recruit them, and then go back to the final dungeon, to the final area, and talk to them there and figure out what you're supposed to do. And then the character's like, oh, we got it. In order to open the final door, we need to open 4 other doors. And the 4 other doors are in those ruins that you deactivated. Which means you have to leave the final area again and go back to all 4 places where you deactivated the computers, and now there's a bonus dungeon there. Run through it, ends in another recycled boss fight, and then you get... Oh my... Talking about it right now and actually walking you through it is making me realize how repetitive and bullshit it is. Like, no jokes. I'm not gonna try to sugarcoat it. The entire last act of this game is a fucking nightmare. And it wouldn't be so bad if the bosses weren't recycled. But when I say they're recycled, I mean they're recycled. It's the same bosses again from earlier on. Like, I remember at the end of the third area, you have to fight this like black winged creature. The first boss I had to refight was a white version of it that was identical, just white.
We're finished.
The first major boss of the game is this giant robot with 2 hands. That's like easily the worst designed boss I've fought in a long time, and they make you fight it again. Luckily, I realized there was a way to make it easier to defeat the boss, because the only way to kill the boss is to hit the head, and the only way to hit the head is to destroy one of the hands, because then the head moves over to the hand to restore it, and while it's restoring it, you can beat it up, but then it restores it to full health, which is 1,500, which is a lot, and then you have to... Oh yeah, I beat a big demon. And then you have to do it again, and again, and again, but I realized partway that fight took me, I swear to God, like 45 minutes an hour, and I was not enjoying any of it. I realized that you have an ability called regression that returns a character to their state the previous turn. So, I destroyed one of the 1500 HP arms, the robot repaired it, and then I used regression on it, and it took away almost all its health, because on the previous turn before it was revived, it was down to 20 health. And so I'm like, cool. And then that helped make the last chunk of the fight more of a easier thing to handle. Still a bullshit fight though. They literally reused all the bosses. It's like, it's unacceptable. You would think that maybe the bosses have something new, like new moves or stuff. Not really. Exact same bosses. And even now, I'm like trying to think, okay, so as I'm doing the 4 revisits again, are there any new bosses? Okay, they're making me fight one of my party members, but like it's not too interesting because I already, like, I played as him enough to know what he fights like. Wasn't that tough of a fight. 2 of the other bosses, but at least it was, I guess, unique because you've actually never fought him before. But the next 2 bosses, the next one I did, next one I'm gonna do, I've already fought, and then the last one is the only one that's gonna be new. Not expecting much out of it, but we'll see. I always forget what this icon means. I keep thinking it means overworld. It doesn't. The overworld is the little swirly path. That just means like a different floor of the dungeon. Or a different dungeon area. It's the same dungeon, but a different floor, so it's a different area. I'm like, okay, I'll be topside now. Nope. I'll be topside soon enough. I think we're on the top floor now. Gosh, I talk a lot of crap about... Honestly, saying it now has convinced me. Yeah,
Don't get careless.
Crystals isn't good. I can't remember what interested me about it. Like, I think I saw people talking about it on Twitter. Like, I saw it trending. Like, they were advertising it, you know, because it's coming out soon. I'm like, what's this? I think a friend of mine was advertising it, too. So I looked into it, and I was like, oh, that sounds like it could be cool. But once again, I didn't want to buy any more games. So I'm like, I'll just put it on my wish list, and I'll look into getting it later. And then I got it as a gift. Just randomly got it as a gift that I wasn't expecting. I'm like, oh, this is cool. This should be fun to play.
Everyone ready to play?
To be fair, it's not like I disliked it right off the bat. Though I will admit, the first hour, like before you get to the first fight of the game or whatever, like when they're introducing you and stuff, and you're running around the first town, super boring. But I mean, to be fair, almost every single RPG is like that, where they start off pretty slow. You know.
Did you see my complete and
Even for this game, you're running around the village as normal villager Velvet for maybe about an hour, maybe more. I went through it pretty quick because I already did it, so I didn't need to talk to everyone. But sometimes people just want to talk to all the NPCs and see what's up, you know. And also, I forgot where to go at one point, so I probably made it a little longer. That's it. That's a green swirly path. I see we're out of cooking. Gosh, I'm talking a lot right now. I don't usually talk this much when I'm streaming. Which I know is like, wait, you're supposed to talk a lot when you're streaming. And you're right, you're right. Or, well, not a lot, but you should talk frequently. But I guess probably another reason that it's adding to it, in addition to being 4 o'clock and me being full of energy, is just that, I'm in a dungeon, you know, so there's nothing that you need to listen to that's important. Nothing that I want to listen to. It's just, you know, combat, fun combat. And the characters occasionally stop in the skit. Good stuff. Although we're about to leave the dungeon, so we're going to hit some cutscenes as we get introduced to Eleanor properly, and she joins our squad. And we get Laphicet back, of course. So I guess we have to pretend to like Eleanor. Huh. I mean, I don't dislike her. Usually whenever you play a game with like an RPG with a character that you like, the character's opinions of different characters and how they interact together usually infers how you interact with the character as well. So like, in this game, if Velvet doesn't like a character, then you're like, yeah, I don't like that guy either. And if she likes a character, which is a very small list, then you're like, yeah, I like that character too. You know, like generally, like, and I mean this is for any game with characters that have character. Usually you kind of fall in line with what the main character thinks. Or what they feel. Just how it goes. Found you.
I thought you'd be long gone.
I apologize for disappearing on you. I was there, and then in the next moment, I was gone.
And Laphicet?
He's resting inside me. As far as I can tell, he seems healthy again.
Your name's Eleanor, right? If I defeat you, you'll be his vessel and follow my orders until the day you die.
I accept. But conversely, should you lose, I will take your life.
Do you plan on fighting alone?
I can handle myself.
I'm sure Aizen believes that. He probably just asked more as a formality. Which, you know, can't blame him.
I see you're not using Laphicet to help you fight.
Of course. This duel is me versus you.
I'd better not hear any excuses after your defeat then.
There we go. It's a lot better to wait until I have a 4th soul before I go about expending them. I should have used my Mystic Art. But if I get a 4th soul again, I'll try it. Fuck. Oh, I forgot about that. Damn it. I didn't realize she had taken my, what's it called? My souls, my break souls. There we go. I forgot. That's such a stupid thing. Also, in this game, I think Zestiria is the same way. If you get a status ailment, you can't heal yourself. You can't use healing items on you until the status ailments are gone.
I'd better not hear any excuses after your defeat then.
I totally forgot about that. Because I haven't really needed to heal, because usually I have either someone else to take care of the healing, or... I'll give you that win, Eleanor, because I made a dumb mistake. Forgot that Megasonic Thrust does that.
Right, here it comes! Here it comes! Here! Here it comes! Here it comes! Crimson Service, Flippy!
There we go. Alright. I didn't realize my souls were gone last time until I only had one. Then I was like, oh shit.
Never let your guard down, even when victorious!
Why did you stop?
I know you can't kill me as long as I'm his vessel. I'm just abiding by the same terms.
Had you won, you'd have killed me.
True, but a duel is a duel.
The Abbey shaped you well. However... Once your sword is drawn, never waver. Control your feelings to control the tide of battle, right?
Lord Artorias' teachings? What a failure I have been. I'll keep my word. I will follow your orders. To the day I die! Don't! My body, I can't move! How? Since when can a Moloch overpower his own vessel?
Laphicet, are you feeling better now?
Yeah.
Looks like her body is reacting to the bond.
Yeah, I know the drill. She'll get a high fever and stay zonked out for a bit. No biggie.
Carrying her will slow us down. We can't afford that risk when we're venturing into parts unknown.
Let's rest here until she's recovered then. She's one of us now, isn't she? As long as she's Laphicet's vessel.
That's true.
She's one of us now. One of our bizarre, crazy, nut job squads. Okay, so we got Eleanor now. This is the exact same scenario that I think Rose was in when she first bonded and passed out.
I'll look after Madame Eleanor. You know, I just remembered. After Miss Magilu and I made our pact, she couldn't stop sneezing and sniffling for months. That happened right when spring was starting.
Unfortunate. It's like the moon next to a cracker or something? Sure, that's an okay. Not really, I don't understand.
A demon, a Moloch, a witch, and now an exorcist. We've turned into a real band of misfits.
I didn't have any other choice. We're stuck with her.
Yeah, I know. We can't afford to lose Laphicet. Now that we know the full extent of Inominat's strength, we need that boy more than ever.
Do you think Inominat really is an Empyrean?
You got me, but I do know this. Whatever he is, he's no ordinary Moloch, and the Abbey intends on using that power. To what end, I couldn't say.
If we're going to win this, we need to uncover Inominat's true nature and the Abbey's secret goals.
Indeed. At the very least, I think we can safely assume that Ifrid's disappearance is part of their schemes. We might be able to extract some information out of that Eleanor woman as well.
Agreed, but no torture. I'm not shattering our only vessel.
Yeah, I get that. Given the pact they share, if Eleanor goes down, Laphicet becomes a demon, right?
What? No one told me that!
That's just how it is between Moloch and Vessel. I know she's a threat, but we need to keep her close for the time being.
Well, we sure are in it deep now.
Yeah, Aizen and Belle are my favorites. I like anytime they talk to each other because they're like very aware of what's like. They're the most professional ones of the group. So when they talk, I can expect either interesting stuff or sensible stuff. Magilu derails everything. Rokuro only cares about fighting. Who else we got? Laphicet is Laphicet. Eleanor is Eleanor. Like, I'm not saying they're not serious, but like compared to Aizen and Velvet. Also, Gosh, I was gonna say something now I can't remember. Something about, I don't know if it was about, oh yeah. That last episode, I think, or the last stream I did when they were talking about Innominat, I think it was about Innominat. Aizen was all like he gave this look when someone said something. I think Velvet said something, and he gave this look like he knows more than he's letting on. And I'm like, there's something that he knows, right? Because I vaguely remember there's a part later in the game where he comes clean about something. I don't remember it was something that they needed to know at a point, or it was like super relevant to the story. But I remember there's something he's keeping to himself. I just can't remember what it was.
Man, Artorias and Innominat. Either one of them's a force to be reckoned with.
Then why do you look so happy?
Because I'm still alive. And if I'm alive, I can fight.
You're certainly optimistic.
That's just the sort of demon I am. What about you, though? You gonna call that whole revenge thing off?
If only. That's just the sort of demon I'm not.
Then we need to find a way to beat them. You can mope after you're dead.
You're still going to help?
Yeah. After all, I wouldn't be here if Laphicet hadn't saved my life. Surely you know me by now. I might not look it, but duty and honor flow through my veins.
Forget about Magilu, just thank Laphicet. Yeah, pretty much. So is that an alternate outfit for Eleanor? I don't have many alternate outfits. I mean, well, obviously Velvet has some because she has her, what's it called? Her villager style. Yeah, the villager outfit, the prisoner swimwear. Where did I get swimwear from? Was this a side quest? Winter clothes? I can't remember where I got those. Like, I know where I got these because everyone gets them tied to some quest. I know there's also DLC that has a bunch of alternate outfits. I think I bought 1 or 2. I don't know if I've downloaded it though to this console. Or I mean, I re-downloaded it because obviously I reinstalled the game. I was gonna check it earlier, but my Wi-Fi connection on the PS4 went. Obviously, I still have the laptop internet and everything else, but just the PS4 Wi-Fi likes to disconnect for no good reason. Where's Magilu? I know he said to forget about Magilu, but where'd she go? I'm sure she'll come up when we don't want her to, so that's fine. It's all nice and dandy.
Hey, don't overwork yourself.
I'm sorry.
Why are you apologizing?
Isn't it obvious? I disobeyed you, Velvet.
Don't sweat it. I'm still alive thanks to you.
I didn't want to see you die. That's why I did that. To save you.
I'm sorry too. Acting the way I did. Treating you like an object.
When I came with you, that was my own choice. You gave me the freedom to choose.
And what would you choose now? We only have more troubles ahead.
You're still going to fight, aren't you?
Yeah, I can't stop now.
Even so, I've made my choice. I'm coming with you.
I see.
Anyway, it's not like I have any idea where we are now.
That's a good point.
Ahaha! But an object misused is one thing. A person misused is quite another.
What's your point?
What's your point, is what I want to know. Not only did you blow the whole revenge thing, you didn't even leave a scratch. Do you have any plan on where to go from here?
I'll admit it. Innominat's power is far beyond what I could ever have imagined. But I'll never give up. No matter how many times I have to try, I'll devour them all.
Bet you 100 gold you break first.
Huh?
You heard me. 100 gold says that you give up. I lost a bet with Rokuro when you had to go and survive. Cost me 10 gold. I'm just looking to come out on top.
Whatever. Fine.
Oh, then it looks like we have a bet. There might be some fun in me sticking around after all. Not that I much care how it all turns out. I'm just looking to kill time.
Hey, Velvet. I've got something that might help with Innominat.
Oh. Is this that book you took from the villa?
It is. Look closely at the crest on the cover.
It's the same one from the temple. Does that book say anything about Innominat?
Yes. But I can't read it. It's written in the ancient tongue.
Oh, don't cry, baby boy. My friend Grimoire might be able to decipher that for you.
Really?
Well, maybe not. She'd have to take a look first.
Well, where is she? Your friend, I mean.
No idea. The last letter I got from her was sent from Isolde down in Southgand.
Not much to work with here.
True, but I'll have fun watching you try.
Oh, I'll find her. Don't you worry about that.
That's the spirit. Don't give up just yet.
So we got our plan. Yes, I forgot her name was Grimoire. How do you guys get your ass kicked so hard all the time? Yay!
We'll rest inside these ruins. You're still weak.
Like, it doesn't... man, it surprised me how much I miss stuff like this. It's like it says, hey, here's another area. Not to get on the Christ Tales bandwagon again, but they don't have any of this. Like, when you approach the wall to an area, either it just stops you and it shows a button that says, hey, push A to go to next. Or you just hit a transition. Sometimes it really sucks. I'm like, where am I going? Places don't even have locations. Like it says, hit, like when you're out on the world map and you're going into a town, it's like, here's this town, enter. It just says next. And I'm like, is this where I'm supposed to go? Granted, there aren't that many locations in the game, but still. Like you would think like labeling locations is like one of the first things. That's why some games like Final Fantasy IX always surprise me, because they have entire areas. Like anywhere you go on the map, you open the start menu and it says this is where you are, and it gives like a unique name for the area. I think Final Fantasy VII was the same way too. It's just helpful. I like it.
Of all the things, a damned demon watching over me. How could I have let this happen? I'm such a disgrace. To atone for this grave sin, this is all I can do. Forgive me, Lord Artorias.
See, those two are always on the ball. You can bet if she went with it, Velvet would have stopped it. And if not her, Aizen, definitely.
It's Melchior's communication art.
I send Melchior to check out the Earth Pulse. And what a strange sight does he find?
My lord, I have failed you.
Lift your head, Eleanor. The Shepherd has a special mission for you.
A special mission?
You are to protect the Malak Laphicet and bring him to the Logris Abbey headquarters. This mission is highly classified and not to be shared with even the legates.
Protect the Malik and bring him to the capital, then?
With the utmost secrecy. Your becoming his vessel is in fact quite fortunate.
Maybe so. But with me as his vessel, the Malik may interfere.
This Malak may have his own will, but he can be manipulated. Do whatever it takes to get the job done, Eleanor. You act under my full authorization.
Even were it to mean obeying the orders of a demon? But, my lord, what Malik could possibly be that valuable?
Are you saying you cannot?
Shame is only a fleeting emotion. It is will and reason that ultimately prevail in the face of calamity. My lord, I live to serve the principles of your teachings.
The Earth Pulse will soon close. From here on, you must use your own discretion to execute your mission.
Gosh, I love those two. They're like, hey, we're not gonna be forced into the trope of having a traitor teammate under our nose and not know about it.
You're up. How are you feeling?
I'm fine. Listen, don't try anything like that again. Pain is scary, right?
I'm alright. No more running away.
I'm Laphicet. It's good to finally meet you properly, Eleanor.
Yeah, likewise.
Don't worry. If you try running, you won't get far. Once I've eaten your arms and legs, I merely need you alive to act as his vessel. Nothing more.
That won't be necessary. I swore an oath before our duel. An oath grants power in exchange for a certain constraint. Mine was, if I lose, I will obey my opponent. Once put in motion, an oath cannot be broken by the one who swore it. I will keep my promise to you because I must.
An oath, is it? In that case, I have a question for you. What does the Abbey plan to do with Innominat?
To wipe out the demons, of course. We want to end the era of disaster once and for all.
And how exactly does the Abbey plan on wiping out the demons? Is Innominat going to wander the land, slaughtering them all?
They never told me. Innominat's ritual is kept confidential even within the Abbey. All I know is that it involves Melchior.
And it looks like the only way we'll figure out Innominat's true nature is by deciphering Laphicet's book. We'll have to track down Moguli's friend, the one who can read the ancient tongue.
If we go to Isolt and Southgand, we ought to find some clues to her whereabouts.
But first, we have to figure out where we are now. We need to find a settler or a village. Something.
I'm surprised us chuckleheads even know our own names.
Even the greatest scholars don't know everything at first. You can't get answers without asking for them.
Fair enough. Hard to argue with that.
I've never seen a Malik quite like him.
Eleanor, your job is going to be to protect Laphicet, even if it brings you into conflict with other exorcists. Because if you turn on me...
I know. Like I said, I can't betray you.
Listen, Laphicet. If she makes any strange moves, I want you to stop her immediately, okay?
I don't think Eleanor is such a bad person. Besides, she's oath-bound to her promise.
She's lying, obviously. That's only something you do if your life depends on it.
Yep. An oath is an art that takes complex rituals and lots of hard work and time. Hardly worth the trouble, to be honest.
I told you already. She wants to take you away from us. Women are creatures of deceit, boy.
If you say so. She's right. Of course that goes doubly so for Velvet the Vengeful Villainess.
Well, I won't deny it.
And we've got our full squad now. Right? Yep, there we go. So actually, let me see something because I'm curious. Oh yeah, that is yeah, that is her okay. The variant outfit, jacketless, and then her regular outfit. Yeah, sure, we'll do the variant. It changes the battle music, really? Didn't know that. It looks nice though, I'll admit, it looks really good. So did she have this on originally, and then when she joins her party, she just swaps to this? Or did she always have this on? I don't remember. Either way, cool. Oh, the tassels are a different color. Okay, cool. Anyway, as I've done with all my other runs, I've played as Roku, I've played as Aizen, so I guess now I will play as Eleanor.
Understood. I'll follow your orders.
Okay. Does she have her mystic? No. Okay. Oh, he has his? When did you get yours? I obviously was not paying attention, but Laphicet finally has his. That's cool. Sure, Eleanor's will get hers soon enough. Anyway, now we can get back on the road. We got the full squad of 6 and the best tag team party system in any game in a long time and forever. I hope Tales of Arise is the same way, because I know there's 6 party members in that game. Like, so obviously 4 in battle, and then you can bring in the other 2 whenever you want. It's such a good system, they shouldn't double back on it. I mean, they double backed on the multiplayer, which I don't understand why, but like, don't double back on the system, please. If I get to play Tales of Arise and it's not like that, I will be disappointed, I will admit. You know what, I'll just ask my friend. She's playing it right now. Like, not right now, but like, she started playing it recently. He must have gotten it when he came back. That's cool.
Hey, is everyone all right?
Look at this squad. Everybody's here. And oh wow, Eleanor learned 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 arts. Including her mystic. Rad.
What is it, Laphicet?
I was told that women's looks can be deceiving, but I'm not sure.
Oh,
what
please
I'm
don't
supposed to
ask these
see.
two.
That's an age-old problem for men. You with me, Aizen?
Aye. Women are fickle creatures at best. They lie as easily as they breathe, and men can never see through their deceptions.
I totally feel you.
Sounds like you've both been through hard times.
The wounds women leave on a man's heart take longer to heal than a cut delivered by a sword.
It's that bad?
Beware a maiden's tears, boy, and guard yourself well. That's my advice to you.
Beware tears and guard myself.
Don't put any weird ideas into Laphicet's head, you two.
They're just facts.
If you fill his head with any more garbage, I'm eating both of you.
Yes, ma'am. Yikes.
The swordsman and the pirate having troubles with women? Ha! Well, women are nothing if not difficult. I've the deepest sympathy for you both.
What do you think of the ladies' reactions?
Well, Velvet won't eat either of you, and Magilu didn't seem sympathetic at all.
See? Appearances can be deceiving.
And it seems you've absorbed the lesson well.
Right.
I'm not like that, though.
Huh?
Yes, some women use their tears to manipulate others, but not all do, and I, for one, despise such duplicity. The women who did that to Aizen and Rokuro are just the extreme.
Yeah, I can see how much you hate dishonesty, Eleanor.
Huh? Yeah, that's right.
Be a good example for the boy, then, so he doesn't end up like Rokuro and me.
I intend to do just that. whether or not you ask it of me.
Eleanor is a lot stronger than she appears.
Gosh, hearing Aizen, just like with that low voice saying, they're just facts. It's so funny. I love it. Gosh, the whole squad's together, which means skits can only go up from here as if they weren't before. So what's Eleanor's R attack? Oh, that's nice. I forgot, it's like a launcher, I think? I think it's what it's supposed to be.
Well, that about does it.
And Velvet leveled up and learned Slag Assault. Cool, that's a move from Tales of the Abyss that I remember. Let me look it up in the help book just to see what exactly it does. Eleanor. Wait, Eleanor. There you are. Okay, right. Aerial Strike. Hold R2 or during combat to activate. Eleanor launches the target high into the air, creating an opportunity for a combo. Break souls cannot be guarded against, so this ability also functions as a guard break. So it just launches them into the air? Yeah, it's a launcher. And then her additional ones continue into the air. So like kind of like Judith style. When I first tried playing Judith in Vesperia, I had no idea what I was supposed to do because like her default attack string on the ground is so short. And I don't like when characters have short attack strings on the ground, and honestly most characters in Tales do, and it's kind of annoying. Which is why my pool of characters I play as is so brief. And of course there's abilities that you can unlock and use to increase that. But like... But then I realized that it's because all of, or most of Judith's arts...
Wow, all sorts of things popped out. Yep, it's a whimsical wonderland over here.
Uh-oh. Luffy said no! But, jeez, I lost my train of thought.
You'll be rust on my blade.
Oh yeah, Judith's moves, they're all designed to, like, link together in midair. So naturally you want to jump with her and then carry the opponents in midair a lot. So it takes quite a bit of effort to get used to that, and I'm not good with Judith. I'm not going to pretend like I am. I'm not good with most characters in Vesperia, to be honest. I don't like playing as Carol. I think he's bad. I'm good at Yuri. Flynn I'm okay with. Flynn falls into the same category that Kratos and Zelos fall into in terms of control, where I don't think it's terrible. A little awkward, but not terrible. Patty's alright. I find Patty's random arts to be a lot of fun to use. There was a specific mode of hers that I liked more than the other ones. I just can't remember which one it was. Who else was in Vesperia? Estelle and Rita are spellcasters, and I don't like either. I don't like playing spellcasters. To be fair, though, Estelle has Sword and Shield, which is cool, but she also moves really slow. Rita's problem is I wish she was more like a Jade, because Jade I can jive with Jade because he has a lot of good physical attacks. Since he uses a spear, and his spear moves are really good, and their FO changes are really good. Rita, unfortunately, she has a really cool weapon, the string, the rope. What do you call it? It has a specific term for it, and I just don't remember what it is now. The chain, the flail, whatever, the paper, the scroll that she uses is really cool, and I think she could use it for a lot of cool-looking physical attacks. And she doesn't have any. All her physical attacks suck ass. They're short, they have like pitiful range, and it's just unfortunate. I was really looking forward to playing as her because oh.
Huh? This stone.
What's going on?
It's just a rock. Take it if you want.
I think it's really rare. The way it sparkles. I think it might even be bright steel.
Bright steel? Never heard of it.
Yeah, it's actually a rare metal used to forge weapons and stuff. You don't find it just anywhere.
If there's bright steel here, that means we must be in either Endgand or Islegand. Both are a long ways off from Midgand. I doubt the Abbey has many people stationed out here.
That's our pirate! Arr! Here there
there be treasures shiny and sentries few.
At the very least, this could mean we'll be left alone for a while. Nice find, Laphicet.
Thanks.
Now wash your hands.
Okay.
The only way to learn where we are is to find someone to ask, I guess.
Now wash your hands. Oh, what a like big sister slash mom move. That's so great.
What's eating you, Laphicet?
Probably
If people
Velvet.
say you can't judge women at face value, does that mean you can with men?
Sure. Men are simple creatures.
Men are simple.
Oh, you talk like you're an expert in all things masculine. But you can only speak for your own family.
As if you're one to judge.
And I'm sure you've charmed a magnificent lord to be your lover.
Sure.
What does he look like? Is he tall?
None of your business.
Don't tell me. He was always on the other side of a swinging door, so you only saw his feet? I see. What a lovely crush that must be.
I read that story. It was a book called The Legs of a Man.
Oh? I've never heard of it.
I've read it too. It's a sad, bittersweet tale, but I enjoyed it quite a lot. I highly recommend it if you haven't read it.
Maybe when I have some free time after killing Artorias.
I just wanted to know if men could be judged at face value.
It's not often you find bright steel above ground. I hear it's a lot of trouble to unearth, even in the regions it's normally found.
Yeah. Mining for minerals takes a lot of specialized techniques and
prospector.
experience on the part of the
It's a
prospector.
cool sounding
They
name for a
examine the
job.
soil, the water, the plants, and so on, where the same mineral was found before. Then search similar environments for the next big find.
Sure, but it's not like they succeed every time. It's all a big gamble. Isn't there a simpler way?
I read in a book once that you can use a pendulum to find water and metals underground.
It's called dowsing.
What's dowsing?
You hang the pendulum so it's facing the ground. Then you chant the magic word, Magic Kazam, and wait to be amazed. The little bit of ore on its tip will sniff out buried treasure in underground lakes like a bloodhound on a prickle bore.
You don't seriously believe this.
It's just like fortune telling. You win some, you lose some. That's why they call it prospecting.
So, if pendulums are used for fortune telling, why the hell is Zavid running around using them as weapons?
He uses wind to control its trajectory. I think it's easier for him to manipulate pendulums in a fight than something like a whip or a rope.
Oh, that makes sense now. That seems pretty clever.
He's probably also doing it to make himself stronger, too. Malakim broadly fall into 4 elemental types: earth, water, wind, and fire. Each strong or weak against the others. Wind beats earth. Zavid is a wind Moloch, so when he obtains earth element minerals, his own strength is boosted.
I never realized Malakim could be so calculating.
Then if pendulums react to a Moloch's powers, maybe they can actually do this dowsing stuff like Magilu says.
Yeah, it's worth taking that thing seriously. Zavid might like to joke around, but when it comes to fighting, he knows full well just what he's doing.
He puts an awful lot of thought into that weapon of his, if you ask me.
You don't?
I spare all my thoughts for my sweetheart.
Yeah, right. You just like to cause trouble without putting much thought into anything.
I remember a talk like that in Dysteria about Molochs and their elemental weapons. Like Mikleo with his bow, Lila with her cards, Zavid and Dazzle with their pendulums, and Edna with her umbrella. And I'm trying to remember what the exact science was behind the weapon choices. If I recall correctly, Edna's earth and her weapon is actually water-based. The parasol, does that... Because naturally you want the weapon to be what you're superior to? 'Cause he said that wind beats earth, right? So having an earth-based weapon like a pendulum for a wind Moloch is a good thing? I remember there was a character that didn't commit to that rule, though, and I want to say it was Mikleo. But it's not like he chose his weapon. They found the bow and arrow, and then Mikleo showed up, and he's like, I want to be bonded with it. I think he's the only one that's off. Because paper, I think, is air. Not air. Yeah, wind. Yeah, and she's fire. Lila's fire. I don't remember. It was an interesting conversation. I just like the lore and the reasons behind it. Because I'm like, wow, they have reasons for why their weapons are their weapons. That's not really something that most games would account for or even really care about. So I'm like, that's pretty rad. I like that.
Even a short weapon is effective up close.
And training can help it get even closer.
Mine gets as long as I want it to be.
Yeah, well, that's because you cheat. So much lore and science and stuff. Alright, more comfrey. Comfrey. And there's a Code Red demon over there, too. That last one we fought, I was talking over the entire fight, and I'm like, oh, look, I won. Oh,
You there.
person.
Got a
Hello,
moment?
person.
Gah! Are you guys with the sword breaker?
The what?
Get away from me!
Sorry about that. I had a cat on my lap, and in trying to get him out, I screwed something up. That's fine.
Real class act. Attacking as you apologize.
I raised the mic level too high. I didn't want it that high. Look at this guy sees us. He's like, I'll fight them. I'm like, that's a very good idea. He's taking quite the beating. Oh, wow, I am slow. There we go. I was like, wait, he's not dead yet?
What? My sword! Please, mighty demon, I beg you! I'll do anything, just spare me!
I only wanted to ask you something.
You don't have to worry. This woman here is an exorcist.
Huh? Right. I'm Eleanor, a Praetor exorcist. Please, remain calm and hear our questions.
You do look like an exorcist, but what are you doing with ruffians like these?
Top secret Abbey business. That's all I can say. Now, can you tell us where we are? And are there any ports nearby?
You don't know? You're on Cadnix Island in Islegand. The port is at the other end of that ravine.
I'll send a Sylph-Jay to the Von Altia.
Thanks.
One more question. Who's this sword breaker?
Ah, he's a demon. Causes lots of trouble around these parts. He only
Oh, is
attacks
this when we
sword
meet
fighters,
Kurogane?
and he breaks their blades. He's even taken down a number
Rad.
of praetors.
Hence the name Swordbreaker.
He wields a fine sword, clearly forged in a foreign land. I tried to find his lair to steal the weapon for myself. But that's when I was attacked.
A foreign sword.
I'd be careful if I were you. If he spots that sword on your back, you'll be in a world of trouble.
Sounds like a real nasty fellow.
Well, he tries to pull anything on this demon, and he's in for one munchy crunchy surprise.
You folks are all crazy.
Either way, I'd say this is a blessing in disguise for you. You're lucky to still be alive. Take this chance to abandon your life of crime.
He is lucky considering, look at who he saw and tried to fight. Kind of an idiot,
Let's
but
find
you
that
know,
port and meet up with our ship.
I mean, what can you do? Book time. I like books.
Can you read any of this old writing?
No. I've studied many languages.
That
but
bird's
I've
just gonna be
never seen
watching me
script
this whole
like
time, huh?
before. Can you read it, Eleanor?
I've never come across this language either. Where did you find a rare tome like this?
We stole it.
It was a lucky find at the capital. What can I say? The kid loves to read.
I was surprised to see how many Malakim like to read. Bienfu does a lot of reading too.
I didn't know that.
It's true. I'm not sure what he's been reading though.
Did someone call
No,
me?
not really.
Bienfu, do you like to read too? Oh, yes. Books are a treasure trove of knowledge. But I'm a greater Malakim, so the literature I enjoy might be a bit above your level, Laphicet. How to talk a human female into becoming your vessel. And physically escalating with cuties. Bien? Physically escalating. What does that mean?
You
don't
really
need to
don't
know.
need to know.
Alright.
Yeah, I'm confiscating all of these.
And I have some questions. Bienfu, you better be ready for a thorough interrogation.
Bien!
Well, look at that. I'd say Eleanor and Velvet are bonding.
Always be on guard. It appears that we're finished here.
That was a flawless combo fight right there. Didn't get anything for it though. But that's fine. Gosh, I keep wanting to say something about Eleanor, but like, they keep bringing up all these skits. I like them though, they're fun.
You look like you're having fun, Roguro.
Well, I'm a yaksha.
A yaksha. A spirit of war.
Yeah, a demon that lives for combat.
But this sword breaker has cut down exorcists with its foreign blade. Aren't you scared?
Of dying, you mean?
Yeah.
I'm not afraid of dying. It's more that I'm afraid of not being alive.
Huh?
Fighting is my life. It's all I want to do. So I fight. That's what living means to me.
Living only to kill. A demon is always going to be a demon.
Well, if you're gonna be blunt.
He's like, well, yeah, I mean, what else am I supposed to do? Not kill people? That doesn't make any sense. Alright, what do we get? Nothing, let's go again.
Scout ship setting sail.
Alright. Let's try to change the cooking now. Oh, mazes. I love mazes. Choose dish. Here we go. Wyvern tendon stew. That sounds good. You'll put Eleanor on it. What's focus do?
I'm finished. This should be
I know that's a. I keep wanting to look at. I'll look it up later. I don't think it's super important to know what it is. I just know that it's a. It messes with a specific thing. It's kind of handy to have a lot of.
Get started.
And when I was doing everybody's Mystic Arts, I was surprised by Eleanor's second one, because I think her second one is fucking awesome. It took me forever to realize what her second Mystic Art was, though. And by forever, I mean maybe 2 or 3 more times than it should have taken me. As a giant fan of Tales of the Abyss, it took me a lot longer than I care to admit to realize that Eleanor's second Mystic Art is Luke's second Mystic Art. It's Lost Phone Drive.
Let's do our best.
She says the exact same thing that he says when he uses it. Arise, resound, and become the blade of destruction. Lost Phone Drive. Except that for hers, Lost and Phone are put together. I think she says it like Lost Phone. So I think that's what threw me off. But it's still the same word. It's still spelled exactly the same. Everything about it is the same. I think obviously the movement is different because she has a spear instead of a sword. But I'm like, that's Lost Phone Drive. That's freaking awesome.
Hey, is everyone all right?
It's really cool. Unexpected. Mystic arts, like, unlike basic arts in the game, mystic arts aren't usually carried over from my experience with Tales of games. Well, I mean, Indignation, obviously, but it wasn't even a mystic art to begin with. Which is Laphicet's third one, I think, is Indignation. It's either his third or second. And of course, what's his name? Artorias has I believe Savage Wolf Fury is his mystic art, which is Yuri's first mystic art. I could be wrong, but I'm fairly certain that's what his is. Because obviously he ends the fight using it. Does anyone else in this game have mystic arts? Probably Amelia and Jude do for the cameo fight. Obviously the party members do. I don't know if Zavid does. I mean, I don't think we fight him all that often. Obviously Artorias does. I don't know if any of the other legates have it. Oh, Shigure, yeah, he has one.
Are you hurt? Can you stand? Yeah.
It's like, what game was I playing recently where I kept being scared of... Oh, Tales of Phonia, when I was playing it on Steam. Every time I did a boss fight with a major enemy, I was like, oh, they're going to use their Mystic Art on me and it's going to suck. They never did. I think because I played the game on the base difficulty. So, like, maybe they weren't allowed to use their Mystic Arts in the first iteration. That's just a lot of damage there. Die! Ow. Ah, what's it doing? Stop it! Oh, that sucked. Not the Blood Moon. That respawns all the monsters. We don't want that, Magilu. What are you doing? It's doing it again? No! Oh, really? Oh, wait, I don't have to... Can I swap? Can I only swap live party members? That doesn't help. Yeah, I think I can only swap live party members. Gosh, this fucking sucks. Oh, really? That has much bigger range than it should have. This fight was going well right up until it killed all of us with... No, back away. Every single time.
That was a considerably powerful enemy.
Whatever, we got it. Just got screwed over because of Mantra. What a bullshit attack that was. This kind of attack where if you notice that it's happening, it's too late. Oh, that's above me. I can't tell sometimes with the map. Obviously, it fades out and in depending on what level you are on. But, like, sometimes it's really difficult to tell. I like how they're all like, yeah, Dark Seal's really useful, but let's not take any of it. So I started up there, I went down and around, now we're down here. Yeah, so I should go to the left first. Go see what's over there. Unless that's where I was. Oh, they're weak to ice, huh? It's the guard button again. Nope, not that one. There it is. Oh wow. Knocked from one spell into another.
I had no problems here.
That kaleidoscope looking ass move is really cool. But I can't remember his name. Lafiset does. Okay, oh, there's a teleporter over here. What's this take me? Back to the dungeon? Yeah, okay, cool. I have no reason to go back there, but if I ever do, that's nice.
You'll be rust on my blade.
Jeez, you guys are way too close to each other. Tried to warn you to split up, didn't take. And the good thing about this game is that even if you do get your butt kicked in fights like I just did, like in Tales Symphonia, a fight like that I just did against the Code Red enemy, that would have gotten me to lose like 20 grade. Like I really don't understand. I'm gonna Google it, you know? After the stream ends, I'm gonna Google Tales of Symphonia grade system, and I'm gonna be like, why is it that when I perform really well in a fight, I get like 1 grade? And yet when I perform badly, I lose like 50. I don't understand. You know, I've never ever Googled that. I've never actually looked into how Tales of Symphonia's grade works. Because unlike all the other games, you can't, there's no tab to look at your grade output and see how much you got and why. Like in this one, you can see in Berseria, you can see Abyss. I think Berseria too. Probably, yeah. Haven't played Berseria in a while, but I'm pretty sure in that one too you can look at the chart and see how much grade you got from your different actions and what you lost and XYZ, and it's nice.
Hmm? What's wrong?
An enemy.
That sword. Is that Stormquell?
Here we go, it's Kurogane.
A demon wielding a foreign-made sword. You must be the sword breaker.
Because he looks different from what I remember. It's been a while since I've seen him.
Not much for conversation, are you?
Silence, they say, is only commendable in an
Yup. See? That happens all the time when I do a fight with a conversation in it. And then it just ends the conversation. Someone hit him and stun him so I could get in there. Yeah, like that. That's how we do it. Lightning thrust. I think you mean lightning blade. Oh man, that didn't take. Actually, it does look like Impaling Heaven the way he does it. That lightning thrust move. I can't remember what Impaling Heaven's FOF change is. I think it's an Earth-based one though. And he guards a lot. Oh, I tried to do my Mystic and I wasn't even at 3. That's why I didn't take. That was my fault then. One of Eleanor's moves is ineffective against this guy. Got him. Okay, he's pretty tough, but you know we got that one done.
He's still moving.
I'll take this one. Come and get me! Good, a challenge!
Look out!
Don't interfere!
What do you think you're doing?
Touch me and I'll kill you.
Sorry. I just got a little riled up.
Do you know that demon?
No, but I know his sword. A blade called Stormquell.
Stormquell.
Whatever. It doesn't have anything to do with us. Let's just get to the port already.